you have to see the world from outer space looking down,
Yeah.
and America's an amazing country, whatever that means is,
Right,
all countries, what a
right.
country is to be great or whatever. But there's always that. But you have to see the flaws.
Yes.
And all powerful countries have that,
Yes.
including our country. And you have to look at it that way if you're going to tackle the problems and the origins, not just the solutions, but to see what it is that caused it in the first place.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Voices at the Root, presented by WhyHunger, where we're speaking to folks looking to build a just world from the ground up. Today, I'm here with a special guest, Artists Against Hunger and Poverty ambassador, and amazing, amazing musician, the one and only Mr. Mike Rocket. How are you today, Mike?
Colin, it's so great to be here. I'm having a great day. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Glad to have you. And on this is our second episode of Voices at the Root, so we're super excited to speak to you about the issues and about the music and just about everything in between.
Awesome. No, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the things I did notice about your music is the sound and the vibe is reminiscent of, like, we have artists like Bruce Springsteen or Mellencamp, and just kind of like there's like a classic feel to it. You know what I mean? And I wanted to know from you, like, how did you not only get into your journey with music, but how did you learn to just kind of stay authentic in the way that you present your music in the music industry today, in the way kind of music is packaged? Like, how do you stay true to you, and how did you get here?
Wow, well, I mean, Bruce is definitely probably my biggest influence, and part of that is from, as a kid going to summer camp, there's this guy, Brad Hammer, who played songs, and I didn't know what they were, and then I realized, oh, those are Bruce Springsteen songs, and I got really into just that, and the lyrics, and just the stories, and just then all of the classic rock songs were really just stuff that I love, songs that just have stories and meanings and messages.
Yeah.
And of course, Bruce and John Lennon, Bob Dylan, and others. It just feels good doing music, and with WhyHunger, being able to do music and at the same time maybe reach people and give a message to help and inspire is like that's the best. It doesn't get better than that, I don't think.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that you mentioned that. Could you just kind of expound a little bit more, like, you being, again, an Artist Against Hunger and Poverty ambassador, like, what made you how did you get in touch with WhyHunger? What made you want to support WhyHunger's work in that particular way?
So I guess about close to 10 years ago, I was doing a show. I think Joe Durso invited me to play at the Wonder Bar in Asbury Park. And I was playing there, and I think it was a bunch of Bruce songs people were playing. Back to Bruce. Yeah. And I met this guy, an amazing guy, David Miller, as I was going around after my set, and he said, nice job. And we established a relationship, and Dave's been really awesome as a person. And then at the same time, he's gotten me shows at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City, and then City Winery. Yeah. And during the pandemic, I started doing what a lot of people did during the lockdown, started playing, and I did it for a while. I never stopped.
You were going, man, yeah.
But after the end of 2020, I think it was, that's when Hillary contacted me, and
shout out to Hillary.
Yeah, thanks so much, Hillary. And she said, "You want to be an artist against hunger and poverty for WhyHunger?" And of course, such an honor. And so, did a lot of those shows and put the button for people to donate during the live streams. And I've been doing that for a lot of my shows since, with tickets and part of the tickets to WhyHunger, and then also any donations they want during live streams. Yeah.
No, we really appreciate that level of support, and like we recognize the importance of how music can make an impact, how it moves within social issues and just like how it moves as people in general. So you being a part of that we really appreciate that so much.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it too, and I've been very fortunate to be on the lucky side of it, but I don't take it for granted, and I really hope that I can get more people to be inspired to help those less fortunate. I feel really good anytime I'm doing a WhyHunger. Like the time I saw you in
Yeah,
Summer Bruce,
yeah. Activating with the one and only Springsteen, you know.
Yeah.
Who's been a long time supporter of our work as well.
Of
So
course,
we love
yeah.
that it trickles down, you know, historically in like how the work impacts, you know, WhyHunger. So we appreciate that. And you're looking at, again, with the work that WhyHunger does. Of course, when we tackle the root causes of hunger, look at the reasons why people are hungry in the first place, and you know, again, looking at how music kind of collides as a means to spread messaging and, like, you know, share like why certain issues matter. Could you talk a little bit more of, like, perhaps, you know, not only what it means to you to tackle the issues of hunger, but also if in any way hunger has impacted your life in some way, like how it's affected you?
I mean, I like I say, I've been on the lucky side of it, but as an educator too, because I'm an artist.
Please speak on that. Yeah,
I have
because you deal with the
passion,
youth daily, and like that's the thing
then
too.
Some of you like Tom Comiskey on a show the other day,
Yeah.
WMSU 90.3 Montclair State University. He just found that out. Like, my day job's a teacher, so it's my job to educate, and I do social studies, and now more than ever, I think people are finding out the real history that's been hidden for so long, and I try to always do it that way.
Yeah.
And you have to see the world from outer space looking down, and you know, America is an amazing country, whatever that means. Is, you know, all countries, what a country is to be great or whatever. But there's always that. But you have to see the flaws.
Yes.
And all powerful countries have that, including our country. And you have to look at it that way if you're going to tackle the problems and the origins, not just the solutions, but to see what it is that caused it in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do. And so not just thinking about yourself and your friends and whatever you have to do to get by the day, but thinking about not just your community or your country, but the whole world, because we really all have to work together. Like John and Yoko said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all connected. It's a human experience. For sure. And I think, you know, in looking at that, like you mentioned, just like, you know, how your stance on the way, not only the messaging of the music, but just like looking at our human condition, looking at the American condition, and you have songs like, you know, 1492, which is, you know, and like, and your new song, you know, Dreaming of a Better World, you know, like, can you speak a little bit more, like, what led you to craft those songs, and like why you feel it's important to just use your music as an outlet to say the things that you've expressed in those songs?
Yeah, so those are both songs that I've had for a while, and I just, with my songs, I keep rewriting them and keep reworking them.
It's a process.
1492, that's pretty much inspired by the first page of People's History of the United States, Howard's Inn. And, you know, unfortunately, in some places, they won't, some states maybe, they won't allow it and try to get rid of it in the, but it's, you know, most, you know, historians know, hey, this is what happened. And even as an educator, I've run into problems with that on, you know, like Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day now. But before it was popular several years ago, it didn't go over too well, but I'm glad that I did it, and I've stuck with trying to do that. So, but Dreaming of a Better World, I was really fortunate. Katie Agresta helped me with that, legendary vocal coach. But that was just like, you know, imagine we are the world. Maybe I could do a song that's could inspire. So now this new version just came out, and the video just came out, and I
awesome.
I sported in some of the. Actually, no, I wasn't wearing the WhyHunger shirt, but on my guitar I put the WhyHunger logo. I'm trying to, you know, just if there's a way to just get others to do little things, like Anne Frank said, how wonderful it is. You just need to do one little thing to change the world. One little thing, and
absolutely. And music is one of many little things that, you know, if nothing else, as an artist, you leave your imprint to like change the world in that particular way.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like a time capsule of like, if nothing else, you left this earth with knowing your message is there in your music. It's timeless.
So true. Yes.
Yeah. And so in that one little thing, like aside from that, what would you say there's maybe even one little thing or a couple of things that folks can probably do to work to end hunger?
Yeah, so one thing that comes to mind that maybe not a lot of people think is being a little more vegan or vegetarian sometimes.
Yeah.
And, obviously saving animals, but I think the study from I think Joseph Poore, I think from Oxford University, they did that I think in 2018 or so. But just saying how that's one way that would help the climate catastrophe with less methane, and then also have more of more land, more agriculture, less for meat production, and of course less deforestation, and that would have also lead to more food production for the world. And so that's one thing. I try whenever I can, if I see someone on the street, to not look the other way. So that's something that I think so many people can do, for sure.
Yeah, just be present with people
directly.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned something that's so important that people don't draw that correlation of like climate change and how that impacts food, and like you said with the animals that that are taking in the vegetation, or just the vegetation in general, talking about plant-based diets or things like that. Like, how is the climate impacting those crops? And what's being put into the soil, into the earth, all those things play a major role in like how people eat. So you bring up something really important in that.
If we can't, and not everyone wants to be vegetarian or vegan, if
right.
they can do it sometime, but if they can share it with others, and you
sure.
guys have mentioned it, which is awesome. So I love everything about WhyHunger.
Yes,
it's really just, it's great to be able to help you guys when I can, and
Absolutely.
help people. Yeah,
absolutely, we appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Where can folks go to find your music, Mike?
So MikeRocket.com, my website, but at Mike Rocket Music for most of the socials. Hashtag Mike Rocket. But the new Dreaming of a Better World is definitely, I'm hoping that has a shot, I think, to really reach people and maybe inspire, and I hope that it does in 2024 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. You check out that new single now from Mike Rocket, and stay tuned for more. So, Mike, you're going to play a couple of songs for us, yeah?
I'd love to, yeah.
Can we just hear that song? So, give the people, the taste of that?
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. So, Mike's going to get into a song with us. I'm Dreaming of a Better World 2023. Let's get it.
Envision a world with no poverty, not driven by power and money. In a better world, we don't discriminate. There's much less anger, there's much less hate. We appreciate more, there are no wars. We have enough time, there's much less crime. We all get along, from the frail to the strong. It's a sphere of love I'm dreaming of. I'm dreaming of a better world. I'm dreaming of a better world. In a better world, we don't steal or shoot, waste or litter, destroy, pollute. Enough clothes, water, shelter, we're all fed. The innocent ones don't end up dead. No extremism, no annihilation, no sinister groups, no box troops. We don't abuse, we don't use. We stride from the sides of others' eyes. I'm dreaming of a better world. I'm dreaming of a better world. A much, much better world. I'm dreaming of a better world. In a better world, We spin with simplicity, and we really learn from history. We don't look elsewhere, we willingly care. No greedy leaders, we learn to share. Preventions and cures, we help all the poor. Free treatment and medicine in all nations. No one dominates, it's a globe of grace. Like John and Yoko's song, we all get along. I'm dreaming of a better world. I'm dreaming of a better world. A much, much better world. I'm dreaming of a better world. I'm dreaming of a world much better than what we have. I'm dreaming of a world much better than what we have. I'm dreaming of a better world. 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 A child is a child in the world, anywhere. There is good and bad in every religion, every nation, here and over there. A civilian is civilian. Yeah, we keep hearing we must fight for freedom. Fire guns, drop more bombs. Is that freedom really won? Are we ever really gonna learn from history? 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 Be a soldier for your country. You will come back a hero if you come back with those medals. Your treatment might be zero. All the leaders, all superpowers, stop and think about what you're doing. 'Cause if you care about world peace, do you really think it comes through annihilation? Are we ever really gonna learn from history? 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 Yeah. Are we ever really gonna learn from history? Are we ever really gonna learn from history? Are we ever really gonna learn from history? Are we ever really gonna learn from history?